Florida, right? Joe, the great brother. And he was telling me about the nightmare situation that he's going through. And, because of the whole Republicans, because of the GOP, and how crazy it is in Florida. And really, MAGA, Marjorie Taylor Greene now is floating a big lie. A big lie. Let me explain to you what the big lie is, that Biden is controlling the weather. Biden is controlling the weather. Democrats are controlling the weather. This is no different than the big lie that that there's a fucking a pedophile ring out of a pizza place, or a big lie like, oh, immigrants are eating your pets, right? These are big lies. The big lie. I didn't lose the election, I won it. The big lie. Oh, January 6th was just people tourist visit. All these MAGA fucking idiots are promoting this idea, this big lie, right? These big lies, big lies, big lies. These big lies come from, right? They come from Hitler. Hitler. And from a book from the 1920s called Mein Kampf. Mein Kampf. And big lie, they say, if you tell a lie so crazy, right, people are going to believe it. Because if it's so crazy that it has to be true. That's the big lie. That's what Republicans are doing, right? So it's just insane that people. Now here's the counter to the big lie: is you have to get people using, download Chat GPT, okay? The and you can actually just ask it: is Biden controlling the weather? Search the web, right? Are migrants eating pets? Search the web. Where's your facts? Where's your support? Where's your evidence? Okay, you have to start being, you have to just take everything you hear, right? Rush it through ChatGPT. Now you're like, who's programming? No one's programming. It is programmed to go out there and find the facts. It is programmed, and you can look at the source. And if you want to question it, you can go down that rabbit hole. You can debate it. You can fight it. You can do whatever you want. But ultimately, you need to have your social mind frame, okay, tailored to facts and fact base, and not crap, right? You really have to, because this whole MAGA bullshit, big lie nonsense, which was pioneered by Hitler in the 1920s, and with the whole idea of Jews or vermin, the whole vermin thing is a big lie, right? That the immigrants are vermin. Where do you think that comes from? That's, right, big lie. By dehumanizing, right? Making people like they're animals, right? Us versus them, all this stuff. You have to stop. You have to wake up. What went on in Florida, let me tell you what went on with my friend in Florida. There was 107 tornadoes. It was like that movie, the tornado movie in LA, where the tornadoes are blowing up everything. 107 tornadoes hit Florida as a result of this hurricane. What? Biden made the 107 tornadoes too? Oh, he's got a machine that just sends tornadoes at MAGA, right? And and them all crying that all the infrastructure that was destroyed because of Helene and because of Milton now are all red states. You could have, like, if you look at the elective map and then you overlay it with the damage, it's all red states. So they're like, oh shit. So understand, here's the dilemma they're in, and this is why they're floating these big lies: is Republicans don't vote by mail, right? They don't vote by mail. They like to line up. You know why why you fuckers don't vote by mail? Because you're dumb. You don't know how to, right? That entails actually going somewhere, getting your ballot, or getting on the phone and calling, instead of just getting in your pickup truck, driving to a polling station, and going into a booth, and vote in my conscience. Imagine if you vote by mail like I did. Here's what's crazy. I don't live in Florida anymore. I don't live in Florida. I don't live in Citrus County anymore. But you know what? I sold my house. You know what? I get to vote for Citrus County. I get to vote, right, for America, even though I have sold up. I don't live there anymore because the way expats work, it's your last place of residence is where you right to vote. That's how they do it, okay? That's how they do it. So even though I'm out of that redneck fucking county, Citrus County, I'm still voting in Citrus County. How do you like that? How do you like them apples? Damn Democrat doesn't even live. That Mike Trout doesn't even live in Citrus County and he's voting, right? He's voting. Damn right I am. And I'm going to keep voting, right? And you can see my ballot below, how I voted for Citrus County. So you can go look at my ballot. That's how I voted. Get the fuck out. All of the DeSantis judges, all those judges were appointed by DeSantis. One was appointed by the other guy before DeSantis. Tell them all to get the fuck out. So ultimately, you know, MAGA is dumb. They're so gullible with these big lies. And the hurricane Milton, right? Within a week, 3 hurricanes have hit Florida, right? In the same season. Never happened before. Crazy ass weather. And guess what? Hurricane season isn't over, as Donald Trump will have you believe. No, we still have weeks and weeks. And we can have another hurricane hitting Florida, you know? Florida is going to be just not the tornado alley, it's going to be Hurricane Alley. And let me explain to you how this works, right? Just so you ignoramuses, if you watch this as a MAGA person, you want to rant below me. Go ahead, okay? This is how it works. The Gulf water temperatures have not been as hot as they are for the last 6,000 to 8,000 years. So we're talking about these 8,000-year-old events. Well, guess what? The Gulf is now at that same temperature it was 6,000 to 8,000 years ago. All right? You understand that? And the temperature went up up to 3 to 5 degrees Celsius in some parts of the Gulf in the last 2 years. So it's been maintaining steady, and then all of a sudden, to 23, 24, it broke. It broke out. And whether it's El Nino, whatever, the weather patterns or anything, it doesn't matter. The whole equator is heating up and creating super hot water. Some cooler waters and stuff again. But the Gulf is a closed system, right? It's a Gulf. It's like a pot, right? So what happens is when you have warmer water, it evaporates more. Okay, evaporation. Remember this in like 3rd grade science. Heat and wind creates evaporation. So you got the wind, right? You got the heated water. Now you got more wind blowing over the water. You have more evaporation. You have stronger winds blowing over the water. You have more evaporation, right? All this evaporation has what? Heat energy. That heat energy gets transformed into the storm, right? Whether it's, Helene or Milton. The heat energy that's held in the water is transferred into the atmosphere, creating more. All this evaporation is what? Creating all the clouds, right? Because the earth is spinning around like this, all right? It causes the hurricane to spin around like this. The shape of the hurricane is built on the spin of the planet, right? That's the spin. So you have this compounded. And you see these superstorms now flaring up. Insane. And, you know, you idiots that don't, you know, want to understand basic fucking science. This is basic science. It should be global warming of our oceans. I've been saying this for a decade. It's not global warming. It's global warming of our oceans. Our oceans are heat sinks. They're holding temperature. That energy stored in the ocean then goes into the atmosphere, and it becomes what? Extreme weather and climate change. It's pretty simple. This shit is simple, you MAGA fuckheads. It's fucking simple. You need to stop being fucking retards and maybe download Chat GPT. And when you hear nonsense like Biden is sending storms, why don't you query Chat GPT and say, is Biden sending storms? Right? and then query and say, give me your sources, and query your sources, and fight with ChatGPT instead of opening your big fucking dumb ass mouths and spout nonsense. Okay, I just wanted to rant. Okay, you know, um, what's going on in Florida right now? There's no fresh food. Right, there's I have to get rid of all their fresh produce. They've had outings, they've had floodings. My friend is like, there's no fresh fruit around, like vegetables or anything. They can't get it. There's no milk, nothing like that. I mean, it is there's no gas in the state. They ran out of gas, so Florida is facing an apocalyptic time now. Right, everyone in Florida is having a hard time. So, and all of this ultimately is because of Republicans for denying climate change for the last fucking 50 years when we've known by scientists who have been saying it over and over and over. And these gas companies that have just been milking, there needs to be a class action suit against these large ass companies because of the hurricanes in Florida and in South Carolina, North Carolina. There should be class action. There should be a class action lawsuit against these fuckheads, right? Against everyone who is a fucking denier of climate change needs to be fucking. If they're a politician, everything else, all these lobby groups need to be fucking called into the class action, right? Because they're responsible for all this fucking damage. I'm Undadu, right? The atheist monk, giving you a little bit of a rant. Undadu.